Okay, so you can say, okay, you have your compromised unit, and you have Microsoft, and you have this $200 million, and here is the thing. Microsoft need exclusivity for two reasons. They would need to destroy the history of the company, and they would claim full ownership on it. So if you compromise it, you can allow them to have maybe piece of that ownership and not all of that ownership. They can be only in one position, not in more than one position, in any layer of ownership. Any holder can be only in one position, and so they could take a position as a C holder between other programmers, but this is not what they want. For $200 million, they want full exclusivity. Actually, they want or full exclusivity or nothing. Compromised units provide no exclusivity. It's solved. Microsoft would never want something which is compromised. They can never eat this poison. It's a poison problem.
Okay.
That is the protection you get. And if you can make it in a commercial, as a commercial entity, you can also earn money, you can also reward, you can act exactly, you just act bottom top and not top bottom in the commercial sense.
Okay. And when you wanted to build such a ComCom, how would it legally be done? In European law, German law,
there
English?
are 17 points. Just download them from the internet in the personal agreement. Google ComComism and look for personal agreement. Download those. They are in English and in German, translated already. And they consist it's a guideline for your designing for your personal agreement.
Okay, so this is the minimum agreement you would make to establish a ComCom, and this would be a contract between the equal owners.
Yeah.
And so you would not have to found a stock company with certain...
You just go to your peers and make with them contract. That's all.
Okay. Is there already a ComCom? Have you founded a ComCom? Is it working already?
No, there is no yet ComCom. There is a company, 5th-comcomism Ltd. In London, and the investors in that company would be ComComs, of which number of C holders is between 20 to 100, no more, no less, and of which B equal 1, and this would be our structure. So it's a private company of which holders are ComComs. This is another kind of structure. It's based on compromised units. The reason it is so is because we will need to be authentic, not only for the German Western people, but for many others. So we need to be developed in in a diverse way, and so we would need to have investors, but not to be controlled by those investors. There are only 20% available for that which I said before, and when we will get more or bigger, we would be able to compromise our own company. So this is one side, and there are communities that are working around the subject. Those are communities that have problem with mortgage and things that are today's part of the living problem. And there are, as you said, there are many lands and properties available or around or actually not, are more touched, and many complex proprietarian problems. and the main, so to answer your question, there is no specific established thing. There are organizations that start to get organized around it in this moment.
Okay, so there's a perspective to that we soon might see.
Yes.
Some working comcoms.
Yes.
And see especially how this voting procedure and all this would work out, because yes, it has not yet been tested how equal owners communicate in order to determine the destiny of their property.
Okay, here is this. So I can think on kind of social networking, and you can have kind of two groups. One is the group of the owners. The other is the group of those that want to be owners. The first need to accept the second, because there is authority of the owners, and it's in the power of the owners to accept or not accept the others to come in.
Okay, that's important. So this is part of your agreement, that you cannot just enter into a comcom. No, all of these equal owners have to agree on some new entrant to enter.
Yes.
So if he's a renowned National Socialist, you probably will not let him enter if your comcom is against such tendencies.
Correct. It's organic. It's a unit that is developed organically. We care for this thing. We cannot throw on new users.
Okay.
This is one. The second is, so then you would have a notice that someone in your comcom, order, want to raise a new issue to be voted in 3 weeks from now, and you would have the link and the calendar and so and so and so. Those procedures are to be defined considering the personal agreement, what should be there. Now you say this is kind of a problem, because we can send to anyone that notification, and then they would vote in any time that we would define. It can be in scale of until tomorrow or in 3 weeks from now, and it can be in present or not in present. It can be many
modes of,
many ways to make it, and many reasons to make that way or that way. It can be must be decided in presence of people. It can be skipping that. And just to add one important thing, we care for the following. In any comcom, any holder could have only one position in any layer, directly or indirectly.
Okay, just to make it clear, you said that among the owners of a comcom there may be comcoms, so you have a, let's say, a recursive structure, but you would make sure that in the end the individual owners can have no double position.
Yes.
So indeed every individual owner can at most have one share.
Yes, and for this we need to care for identity, and this is very sensitive thing, and that's why we also care for security of the data we have. And we would be our goal is to care for identity by the normal means like passport, etc., or by other means approved by the comcoms that are known to us.
Okay.
So this is also important.
Thank you very much, Eris, and I think the series has made more clear what your ideas are about, and I hope you will soon realize some of them.